Hey, it's the Dougherty Show. Welcome, everyone. Glad to have everybody back. I got Brother Dan on the show with me today. How you doing, Brother Dan?
I'm doing it very well, my friend. How are you?
I'm just living, working a lot, doing my thing, and just hearing all the free agency buzz that's going on, the NFL buzz. It's been pretty crazy. Now that I think about it, man, this is why the NFL dominates because Major League Baseball had a lockout and no one even knew about it. I'm sure people knew about it, but no one was really talking about it, man. And everyone just kept talking about the NFL. It's like that's how you know it's a dominant sport because if the NFL was in a lockout, oh man, oh hell, it'd be crazy right now,
I
insane.
agree. And the thing is, nobody ever wants the football season to end. If
It's
it could
true.
be 24/7, we'd all love that.
Remember COVID 2020? Everyone was like, oh my God, we're probably not going to have a football season this year. And we did. They shut down. They shortened the baseball season that year. Basketball got canceled. March Madness got canceled. Yeah,
Nobody cares about that stuff. It's the NFL.
right.
It
It's not
prevents
fucking
the world.
football. Hold
Mm-hmm.
on 1 second. I do need to grab a drink. Hold on.
It's true, though, guys. NFL rules.
All right, sorry about the delay. I'm parched tonight. I don't want to keep trying to cough during the show. All right, so to get things started, bro, as soon as our fucking show ended, bro, Carson Wentz gets traded to the motherfucking Commanders, man. That made me so happy. One, because I don't have to deal with Carson Wentz heart attack ass anymore. Two, they took Carson Wentz's entire contract. Don't know how Chris Ballard did that shit, but he got them to take the whole fucking thing. Got a second and a third round pick out of it. Thought that was a pretty good deal considering we gave up a first and a second last year. So,
Well, you know what? You guys do better in late round picks, anyways.
True that.
So, does it really hurt? You get 2 picks. Obviously, you lost first and second last year. However, it kind of makes up for that since Mr. Glass is no longer on your team. So.
True. Very true. Well, I don't think we've had a first round pick in quite a while, so I don't know if we can really say that we don't pick well in the first round, but we do find good talent in the second and third round, so that's good, I guess. But I don't know. I miss having a first round pick.
Yeah, you definitely need one for the next quarterback.
Very sure. That's for sure, dude.
Maybe you guys are messing everything up, so by the time Little Manning Jr. comes up to
yeah,
the NFL, you guys can draft him.
Yeah. Manning Jr. will have two Mannings on the Colts team. That'd be lit. Two legends. Let's go.
It's gonna be quite a while before that happens, though.
Yeah, I know. I think he's eligible to go to the NFL in 2024 or some shit. So we got a couple years to tank.
Yeah, 2024. I think he's still a freshman in college now.
Let's win 2 or 3 Super Bowls right now, and then by the time 2024 comes and he's getting ready to join the NFL draft, he can come to the Colts.
He's got to make the playoffs first.
You know what? Fuck you. We got Tom Brady back. How do you feel about that? I know you
greatest day of my life. Greatest news I've ever heard in my life. I was blessed, thankful. The Lord is answering my prayers. I was looking at my little Tom Brady little picture that I have framed. He says, praying near it, lighting candles. I'm like, please come back. Waving them all around my room and stuff. But
For those of our viewers that don't know, Danny literally has a frame just of Tom Brady in it, and he takes it to bed with him every night before he goes to bed. He's like, oh.
Yeah, snuggle it. Snuggle it, give it a little kiss, and then it's good luck charm. You know what? Win Super Bowls. I think I'm a crucial part in his Super Bowl winning teams.
Yeah, you think so?
I would like to believe so.
So you're like, man, if I didn't kiss this fucking picture goodnight, there's no way he'd win any of those Super Bowls.
Exactly. Exactly, my man.
Well, yeah, he's back on the Bucs. I know Bruce Arians is probably really happy about that. They don't have to go searching for another quarterback now. All they have to do is get some free agents to get signed. I think they had an offensive tackle that was supposed to be on their team. Not supposed to be, but he didn't come back to their team. He ended up going to Joe Burrow's team, I believe it was.
The Bengals.
And then
that was Jensen, right? Or
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty good. It's good for football in general. I'm glad that Tom Brady's back. There's been a bunch of rumors of why he all of a sudden changed his mind. I think he was watching a soccer game. It was, and Cristiano Ronaldo, I think is how you
Yeah,
say his name.
Ronaldo.
He got benched during the game. And then he came back in, and I think he got a hat trick. And I think him seeing that, he was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Then there was also something about LeBron James. Tom Brady seeing LeBron James, and I guess he sent him a text saying that, "Hey, we're the best athletes in the world, and you didn't retire yet, so like we got to keep this going." So he came back because I think it's the competitiveness. I think it's, if someone is that old and they're still doing it, he's like, why can't I? So I think he came
And let's
back.
be real, I am so thankful that he's back. I realized his kids and his wife understood they were being really selfish and that he needed to belong on a football field. And let's look at the Super Bowl with the Bengals and Rams. Nobody liked that Super Bowl because Tom wasn't in it. And I'm like, I think he deserves to be back on the field on the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? I think we
No.
all like when Tom Brady's in multiple different Super Bowls back-to-back years and such.
Clyde Christensen said that on the Pat McAfee show earlier today that Tom Brady said that he didn't like how he went out and he wanted to come back. My dog's barking.
He didn't like the way he wanted to come out of retirement and come back?
Yeah, he didn't like the way that he just retired and the way that they lost and whatnot. I think he wants to go out in a different way. So he wants to rewrite this story.
I agree. Instead of winning Super Bowl number 7 and coming back and losing the Rams and not making the Super Bowl, I think he wants to win at least 3 more in a row.
At least 3 more.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that,
let's be realistic. I'm being unrealistic right now with all my expectations, but I'm super hyped. I do think he's going to win 1 more Super Bowl. I think he'll retire. He won't retire until he wins 1 more.
Well, then he'll be like 60 years old and still fucking playing. I'm like, all right, am I going to win another one? He probably will. He'll probably win 60 more. Did you see the guy who bought his last touchdown pass, supposedly ball, and it was $500,000 that he put up for in an auction?
Oh, wow. I mean, that sucks. But isn't there a thing when you do auctions like that, you have a certain time frame, whether if you want it or not, like to make the purchase?
I don't know. I've never participated in an auction before. I don't have any kind of money like that.
When I bought that Tom Brady little portrait at a garage sale for $20, I'm like, people were like putting little signs up. I'm like, nope, bought.
That's how you got it the entire time?
No, I just totally just made that up. But whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of money to put down for his last, well, used to be last touchdown pass. But who knows? I mean, the season hasn't started yet, so he could retire again.
That's true, but he's just not going to. He's not going to, like, you know what? I fucking changed my mind again. After they've already gone through the draft, OTAs, training camp. You're like, you know what? Be like Andrew Luck and just retire a week before the season.
Well, Brett Favre has done it.
Retire right before the season started?
I don't remember. It was like 2008, but he was like, I'm leaving. I'm coming back. I'm leaving. I'm coming back.
I know.
But to the Jets, Minnesota, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, he was a kind of a pain in the ass when he did that shit. But I don't see Tom Brady doing that bullshit. He's got too much respect for anybody on the Buccaneers team.
Yep.
Well, moving on. Brian Flores apparently wants to hear his case in court, and I respect that and understand that. What that means is usually the NFL has these things they call arbitration tricks. What they do is they put everybody into arbitration, and that way you don't have to go to court, so everything gets settled quietly, and then no one ever hears about it. Brian Flores said, fuck that shit. I want this loud and proud. I want everyone to hear about this. I want everyone to know, so you guys can't hide a single thing. Thought.
I'm okay with it because if there's racial discrimination, I mean, there's obviously racial discrimination going on in the NFL. Obviously, that can't happen. And it shows you how flawed the Romney rule is with like hiring minorities and all that. So, obviously, I don't know what happened with him and the Dolphins. Obviously, he was done unfairly. Maybe it could be racial. Maybe it could be things not right on the job site. I don't know what the case may be with that. But why not? I mean, if things are like with racial discrimination, get that out of the way because you can't be having that in the NFL. It's bad for sport. It's bad for the sport. It's a bad look, and it's bad for society in general.
And another thing that's being kind of like overshadowed that no one's really talking about, because, racism, it's a big topic. So when people hear racism, they kind of ignore the other factors. But he said that the Dolphins paid him $100K, or were willing to pay him $100K for every single loss that he had. So that's ruining the integrity of the game. That's like, you're tanking. So like, I don't know why that's not being talked about more. I kind of feel like that's why that's not the only reason. When there's multiple reasons, but that's a huge reason why he should definitely, say fuck the arbitration and then just go straight to court.
And in all fairness to the Dolphins, though, I don't blame them for wanting to tank 21 plus years in a row. If you have to go against Tom Brady for the majority of it, get all the first round picks you can, and it still didn't help you.
Well, he wasn't in the division, bro. He's over in the Bucks, man. You got
Tom Brady Jr., Mac Jones. You're like, oh my god, he's pretty image of Tom.
Oh, you got Josh Allen in that division too, ain't it? So
yeah. All kidding aside, though, but yeah, I can't. That ruins the integrity of the game, especially it hurts people that are gambling too. Like if you're getting tanked to lose, it hurts player contracts and player performances, and obviously the coaches get $100K. I mean, it looks bad on his part too if he was losing, because he did go on that 7-game lose streak, and they did go on that 7-game win streak. I thought the Dolphins were a lot better than what they played last year.
That's literally crazy. Not you think about it. For someone to literally lose 7 games in a row and then win 7 games in a row, that's never happened ever. That's insane.
Hasn't never happened to me in Madden. When I do my franchise vote, I'm undefeated every year.
Yeah. What do you keep force winning all those? Make sure you force win 17-win seasons and shit.
And if I lose, I restart. I'm like, fuck this.
You get mad. You threw an interception. Like, all right, fuck this game. I'm going on the next one.
Tom Brady doesn't do that.
Automatic win. Tom Brady doesn't throw interceptions. What's going on? But yeah, I wish the best for Brian Flores. I really do hope that he does go to court, and I hope it does not go to arbitration. So good luck with that, Brian Flores. Another individual that's being sued is Jerry Jones. Did you know he has a secret daughter? Let me share my screen, and I'll show you. Hold on. Window. Actually, I don't have to do it this way. I had it on Safari, but Safari is not.
Oh, you have a picture of his daughter?
No, I have the article actually.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Here, let me do this. Boom, paste, go.
I'll be able to tell right away because I have cowboy senses, like spider senses. But I'm like, oh my god, it's a cowboy fan in it. I can feel it.
All right, it's this one right here. So let's share that. So you guys can see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone can see it. So it says, woman sues Jerry Jones, alleges Dallas Cowboys owner paid her mother to conceal that he was her biological father. Says the billionaire paid her mother thousands of dollars in 1996 to conceal that he was the girl's biological father, a secret that the lawsuit says she's carried her entire life. At the age of 1, the girl was bound to secrecy by a confidentiality agreement signed by her mother, according to the lawsuit.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, just because the mother signed something, when she gets a certain age, how does that legally binding contract have to serve to her though? That's something the mother signed.
Like that's just because her mother signed it doesn't mean like her daughter has to abide by that. Fuck that.
No, if that's your dad, I would sue him too, especially if he's a billionaire. I'm like, I can use your help right now, Dad.
Yeah, shoot. She should get some sort of compensation or something, man.
Maybe Jerry Jones isn't her dad. Maybe she just wants to get money.
I don't know. I think there's a paternity test. If Jerry Jones didn't feel like he was his father, he could just be like, all right, let's take a test, bitch. Let's go. Let's run this. Okay, I am not the father. All right, wonderful. Let's move on from this. You know what I mean?
He'll probably pay her off, though.
Yeah, they'll probably settle that shit in court. Probably get a couple million out of it or something like that. He'll be like, dude, just give her $5 million. Tell her to shut the fuck up, okay? But honestly, I think she has every right to know who her father is. Honestly,
But maybe that's because he's getting near the end of his life. Which not saying he's gonna die in a couple of years or anything. But yeah, but maybe still, I want to own the team.
Why is it a secret? Like, did he like cheat on his wife or something like that? Is that what it was in 1996 or something like that? Had an affair? I don't know. I didn't read too much into it. I just knew that she did all that. But it's just like, wow, man. The fact that you find out that Jerry Jones, this rich billionaire who owns an NFL team, is your father, and you can't tell a single friend or soul about it. I mean, that's gonna suck. Then people are like, hey,
expect anything less though. It's them boys. That's what they do.
Yeah, it's true. And then not only that, like you can't even tell your friends. So your friend's like, "Who's your father?" And you're like, "Oh, I don't know."
They do the
Don't you want
same
to go
thing.
look
They do
for
the
your
same thing with
father?
their players. Pay them a shit ton of money when they don't not even worth it. In a couple
And then
years,
get
just
rid of
trade
them,
them
move
off to
on.
the Browns or something for a couple picks.
Literally, dude. So that's why I feel her pain. I hope she finds the truth, and I hope everything comes to light, and maybe hopefully she is right and she gets that that win over there in court. But
As Tom Cruise would say, you want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
the truth.
Boom.
But yeah, secret daughters, man. Jerry Jones, you're
Oh
fucking
shit, that
up,
was Jack
bro.
Nicholson. My bad. My bad. Oops.
Well, at least you corrected it on the show, so no one has to roast you afterwards.
Yeah. Yep.
So we got some big moves happening over the last week. We got Khalil Mack. He got traded from the Bears to the Chargers, and J.C. Jackson also got signed to the Chargers.
Oh my god. I definitely got a charge out of that. Woo! Talk about some good defensive players right there.
I mean, you're telling me. You got to think about it. Let me put this up there for you guys. Oh, by the way, guys, subscribe below and be sure to hit the like button.
Okay, where's the red flag there for J.C. Jackson? Obviously, one of the best corners in the league the last couple of years. Obviously, Bill Belichick didn't sign him back. I don't think it was a money-related thing. I think there's some issues there.
Well, he's been injured for 2 years, first off, okay? Second of all, I mean, you got to think, if someone's offering you so much, I mean, sometimes it's just jump on it. I don't think they got a whole lot in return, the Bears did, for that, but we'll see. Dang, you never know. But, I mean, that defense for the Chargers is looking nasty right now. I mean, look at that. They got Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, Derwin James, J.C. Jackson, and Asante Samuel. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like
I'm not too worried about it.
You don't think they're going to be good?
No, I think they're going to be good. I'm not too worried from a Patriots standpoint as a fan and everything. Like, I think there's some red flags with J.C. Jackson. Obviously, the injuries. Obviously, he learned a lot from Stephon Gilmore. Obviously, they do a lot of man coverage. You're going to see how good your secondary is in a Patriot-led scheme. A lot of the corners have to go man-on-man a lot, one-on-one. So, Bill Belichick's always good at getting, like, more rookies and corners that develop into studs. So, I'm not really worried about it. I don't think J.C. Jackson's going to be as good as they paid him to be. But
they did pay him a lot.
I think he'll be solid, but he won't be a top-tier corner for them.
Like he was this year. You think it was just Bill Belichick's scheme?
Yeah, I do.
I usually think, though, that people, when they leave the Bill Belichick's defense, they usually get fat contracts somewhere else. And not that they're bad, but they're just not as great as what they once were. But they're still talented and really good. So I could definitely agree with that statement. There is sort of a conspiracy. I don't know if I talked to you about it earlier this week or not, but Calvin Ridley. I think I have the possibility of sharing this with you if I can find it.
Are you sharing his Madden stats when it says he's the gambler?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to share it. It's pretty much he's running routes in the NFL, and you can clearly see like he can get so many more extra yards if he just stops where he's at or just falls forward, but he just runs backwards. There's like several thousand plays where he just runs backwards and then he moves forwards and he ends up not getting the first down.
So what's the conspiracy?
Yeah, or he didn't get the touchdown. Like there was one he clearly had a touchdown, but for some reason he like stopped and then accelerated and then got tackled. So some people are kind of, or when I say people, I mean Twitter, are saying that Calvin Ridley was deeping with Vegas, and because he was losing with Vegas he decided to take the year off. What if he was like, you know what? You guys keep getting into me. Like, I can't take it. Like, I need to take some time off, because no one even said anything about it. Not even the Falcons. It's like, all right, take all the time you need. Like, no one said anything. No punishments came. No nothing. And then all of a sudden this year comes, and oh boy, gambled $1,500. Like, you knew about this since last year. So why is this all of a sudden now coming up?
So you think his gambling's a lot deeper than what it is?
I think so. There's always a story behind that story. It's just whatever the media wants to put out there and whatnot. But it's really something to take into consideration. Imagine if NFL's conspiring with Vegas or something like that, and people in Vegas wanted Calvin Ridley's team to do bad, so he has to like lose on purpose, but eventually starts getting to his head because he wants to win. I don't know, man. There's a lot of factors at play. What do you think?
Could potentially be a lot of speculation there, but never say never to something like that. You never know.
It's true. It'd be crazy. Like, there's always so many things that come out with the NFL. Like kind of reminds me of Illuminati. Whenever people talk about Illuminati, there's so many conspiracies that are associated with that. I feel the same thing with the NFL. Whether it's cheating or whether it's gambling or whether it's drugs or the concussion protocol, like all that stuff, there's so many conspiracies all the time. It's really, it's really a conversation starter, man. Hey, what do you think about Calvin Ridley? Do you think that he gambled? And you think that he's conspiring with the NFL in Vegas in order to do this? Blah, 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 blah. You never know, man.
I think the way he played last year, when he did play, I feel like it wasn't top tier level, and that was weird because he's a top tier receiver too.
I drafted him, bro. Like, I'm all for your mental health and your mental psyche, but it's like, man, it just sucked that I drafted him so high and he did not live up to that. I think he got injured one game, and then the next game he came back, and then in the next game he got injured again, and then he was just like didn't come back at all, because then that's when he was like, I'm gonna take some time off, and then he was just on my IR for the entire season for the longest time until I gave up, and I said he could be somebody else's problem, and I dropped him. Might have been like week 12, maybe week 13. I was just fed up with it, and then sure enough, he just didn't play at all the whole season. So it's like he burned a hole on my roster because I had him on the bench for so long. Then I put him on the IL. Yeah, it just sucks, bro.
He handicapped you.
He really did. He really did. And that's what I hate sometimes. You draft a player so high, like McCaffrey, and then they end up getting injured for the whole season. Then you're like, fuck, man.
But you don't want to drop him, but you want to keep him.
Yeah, and it's that thing, man. That's kind of like last year when me and you drafted Michael Thomas. He didn't play at all.
Dude, I was so excited when he got off IR. I didn't know we find out he was done for the season. I didn't want to believe it at first. I'm like, no.
It wasn't a wasted pick because we got him like the third to the last pick or something like that.
Oh, it was our last pick.
Yeah. Oh well, he was solid. Yeah, it wasn't that bad, but still at the same time, man, that just sucks. You could have got somebody else. You could have took a flyer on,
Yeah, but you never know. I mean, it was a gamble.
That's true. You never know. I guess we'll find out, man. The truth always comes out. Always. Also, something happened today. Jake Paul sent out a tweet. He said, "Yo, Kanye, I know you got some fucking beef with Pete Davidson," because Kanye made a video about him burying Pete Davidson. It's kind of graphic in a way. It's like a little cartoon thing. You got to see it. Pete Davidson and him keep clapping back and forth at each other on Twitter. Kanye West is saying a lot of rants and stuff like that. He's just going out a lot of people. And, mental health is a big thing. But Jake Paul said, "Hey, listen up. I'll give you $60 million, Kanye and Pete Davidson, if you guys get in the boxing ring and box." What do you think? You think Kanye would win? Or you think Pete Davidson would win?
Kanye.
You think all that anger, he'd just fuck his ass up? I think so too. He's from the South Side, bro. Let's be real. South Side of Chicago. Yeah. You gonna whoop that ass, bro.
It's all over Kardashian.
You said what?
It's all over Kim Kardashian.
He is. He really is. I mean, shit, man. I'd be heated, bro. Heated. I don't know, man. Pete Davidson's also got that reach. He might just lay him out or something like that and get lucky or whatever. How Kanye West would be so pissed. Imagine him actually taking that offer, him going to go fight. When they go and fight, he ends up getting knocked out like just super quick in the first round. Like, he would be fucking pissed. That would really fuck up his mental health.
No, yeah.
Not only does his wife lose, he loses his wife to Pete Davidson, but he also gets his ass knocked out by Pete Davidson. Like,
oh, wait, I forgot they were married.
Yeah, Kanye West was. They're getting a divorce right now, or it's already gone through or something. I don't know. There's a lot of legalities with that stuff. Technically, both of them together are worth $1.8 billion, but I don't know how all that works because they're getting divorced and all that stuff. So,
well, what can't kill you makes you stronger.
For real, though. What else do we got on here? Let me see if I actually got all this stuff. Here is the next one. Also, the Major League Baseball is returning, so that's good. We had a lockout for quite a while. We were just talking about that earlier. now baseball's back. There's a bunch of free agency signings, people getting traded left and right.
Yeah, I was
Glad that
pissed. Rodon went to the Giants.
You said who?
Rodon went to the Giants.
Yep. It's been pretty crazy. It was weird though when they first actually had the league get reinstated and come back. There was like nothing. Like it was just quiet for like a whole day. And then boom, then just signing, trade. Season starts, I think, like April 10th or 13th or something like that. Yeah. 6th. Actually, I think it's April 6th, now that I think about it. I'm glad baseball's back, man. I'm actually going to be doing fantasy baseball this year. Didn't do any research. I'm really going to wing it. But I have an idea of who I had last year, who's on whose team. Sometimes, like when I'm doing my research, I look at ballpark factors. You know, if people get traded to a team that is a hitter-friendly park, I usually draft those guys. If people get traded to a team that's a pitcher-friendly team, I usually draft those guys. I usually try not to draft the guys that are in non-pitcher-friendly parks or non-hitter parks, unless they're just really good. Like if they're super good, then obviously I'm going to draft you because you're a stud. But yeah. But moving on from the MLB, there ain't really much news to talk about. There's a bunch of free agency signings. I don't know who all got signed and all that stuff, but we will start talking more about it once the season starts and starts to progress, because I'm going to be talking about fantasy on that all the time. So, but Deshaun Watson is now free of criminal charges. Not the civil suits; he still has those. But he is free of criminal charges, which means he will not go to jail. More than likely, he'll have a settlement in court with all these women, and he'll be called a rapist for the rest of his life.
I think both sides are to blame with that. I think a lot of it was to do with money. I'm not gonna say he forced himself on all the women. Obviously, he probably had sex with some of them.
There was one. I don't know how all their stories are going, but I know there was one specifically where a girl said that she was giving him a massage and his penis got erect. And he never said anything to her. He never made any advances to her, but apparently she felt assaulted. And I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, people's dicks get hard all the time during massages. Like, that's a normal common thing. And there's literally pressure points that you can use or do to make that shit go soft as fuck. Like, because
so why are you a massage therapist then? Because obviously
that's what I said. Like, if you're a massage therapist and you feel uncomfortable when men's penises get hard, then don't massage men. Massage women.
You have a towel anyways on top of them. Unless you
literally. It's not like he was like, hey, man, yeah. This ain't no fucking Robert Kraft shit, bro. Like,
if he didn't say anything, he was just trying to get a massage. That's all. I mean, he can't help it. Like, it sounds like his manhood, like, no, don't do that.
And I think it's one of those things where one girl comes out, other people want to get a payday, so they come out and they say some things. If it's true, that fucking sucks, man. I can't believe it. I mean, it's a lot of cases. There's 22 of them, but
I don't see how all those would fly in court, especially when I hear that one particularly. I'm like, he didn't make no advances on you. It's a massage. Now, did you have a towel on top of his private area, or did you not have a towel? Did you give him an option, or did it make any advances, or tell you to touch it or anything, or how? I don't know. That's weird. That's weird to me. That's weird.
I agree. The fact that that's like a thing, like that she felt uncomfortable in that situation. Why are you a massage therapist? Like, there's.
So he felt insulted. If you're gonna try to get money out of it, you should be like, oh, he got erect and made me touch it. That's what she should have said. She was trying to get money out of it. If you're gonna lie,
all types of shit. He grabbed me. He did this. But the thing is, you got to prove all these things. And maybe he did do it, and they just don't have proof to say it, or proof to prove that he did those things. But maybe he didn't. As of right now, the court says that he didn't. So we have to go based off of what that says. And right now he's innocent. Speaking of Watson, though, where do you think he's going to go now? Because the Texans obviously aren't going to keep him. I know Lovie Smith would love to have him, but Deshaun Watson has clearly moved on. He's already visited the Saints, the Panthers. I think he was visiting the Browns today, and he has a tentatively scheduled for tomorrow with the Falcons. Maybe it's not 100%, but it's looking that way. All the teams, where do you think he's going?
Eagles.
The Eagles? Why the Eagles? He hasn't even talked to the Eagles.
I know. That's why I'm just throwing a dark horse in the team, and then and none of that's on that
He
whole
can start
schedule.
over Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's
Yeah.
clearly better than Jalen Hurts, but then what would do with Jalen Hurts? Trade him to the Colts, man. We'll just take all of Philadelphia's trash.
Texans get Jalen Hurts, multiple picks, boom.
Or they just swap. Here's Deshaun Watson, and here is Jalen Hurts and a bunch of stuff, and the Texans get Jalen Hurts. That'd be crazy. I don't know, man. I think that realistically, and of all teams that I've looked at, there's two options in my mind I feel are good fits for him: the Falcons and the Saints. Saints are loaded on defense. I think the Falcons actually have an okay defense that can get better. Obviously, they didn't have such a good year. They're always getting injured.
He fit better with the Saints than Michael Thomas.
Most definitely. Like his best, most like perfect pick is literally going to the Saints. The reason why I want him to go to the Falcons is because if he goes to the Falcons, where the fuck is Matt Ryan going? Hopefully the Colts, because we need a quarterback now. Carson Wentz just got traded to the Commanders, so
Matt Ryan's not a Sunday player anymore. He's old.
he's only 36 years old, bro. But I'd still take him, honestly. I think he's an upgrade over most quarterbacks that we have in the NFL right now. You know, I mean, think about it. He's a top 10 quarterback, or at least top 12. He's closer to 10 than he is 20. You know, I can name other quarterbacks.
I'll give you that.
But I feel overall, I think he's better than Carson Wentz. I think he's better than like Mitchell Trubisky. He's better than a lot of other quarterbacks that are out there right now. So I'll take him. I just don't want that fucking contract. Y'all can take that shit, dude.
I think Mitchell Trubisky would be good with the Steelers. I think he'll throw 45 touchdowns.
Here's I mean, that'd be crazy. Here's a crazy scenario.
I'm bullshitting when I said that.
A crazy scenario that I think would be I would have to call Chris Ballard the GOAT, but if he can somehow facilitate a 3-team trade and get Deshaun Watson to come to his team, that would be insane.
It would never happen to the Colts, so not in the same division.
Well, that's what they don't know, though. So if the Texans are trading him to, like, say, I don't know, the Falcons or something like that, but then Colts trade the Falcon or the Falcons a bunch of picks and a good player for, Deshaun Watson. You never know. You never know. But I do give the Colts props. They at least reached out to the Houston Texans and asked if they wanted to join or if they could interview him, and they just declined. You know what the crazy thing is? When Adam Schefter tweeted that out, I retweeted him and said, "Wow, you goddamn cockblocks." I got banned from Adam Schefter's Twitter for 7 days. I can't see his tweets anymore, and I can't repost his tweets because I'm blocked. Like, wow, I said cockblocks. It's like, you need to stop being so offensive to your audience. You need to take their feelings into consideration.
Man, they single you out there. They're like, oh man,
Deadass. I'm like, dude, fuck your feelings. First off, second off, I said cockblocks, and I wasn't even referring to Adam Schefter. I was referring to Houston Texans, and they can fuck off. I was so pissed, dude. I was like, I'm blocked for 7 days. You know how annoying that is? Every time I get a fucking tweet from Ian Rappaport, I can't check Adam Schefter's to see if there's any other reports. I can only check Ian Rappaport's. I don't have
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
I'm trying to be an insider here, man. You guys are taking away all my games. All my
The inner Colts fan and you got upset.
Yeah. The Texans are probably like, hey, you know what? Fucking block that bastard right now. He called us the cock block.
Or we wanted to interview Deshaun Watson. What do you want me to say?
I don't know, man. I was pissed about that, but I'm also mad that they blocked us in the first place. But at least it shows that the Colts are trying different avenues. The fact that they tried to see if the Texans would trade within their division, that's bold. But that's fine. I saw a meme earlier that Robert Mathis put up. It said something about Chris Ballard. It was pretty funny. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me see. Robert. There he is. Boom. He said, "Hey, Texans, this is Mitch Mallard with the Fort Wayne Bolts in the AFC South or Southwest, and we'd like a word about a Watson trade." And I don't know if you could see, but it has him like this with the little.
That's
awesome. But, yeah, that was cracking me up early, man. But, hey, if we can facilitate a 3-team trade and get Deshaun Watson, I'll be happy as hell for that. If not, just give us a goddamn quarterback because we haven't done anything yet, man. Like, not a damn thing.
Because I haven't done anything in a couple of years.
I'm sad. On another news, Amari Cooper is now on the Browns, where careers go to die. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's been dying since he got into the Cowboys.
I mean, he did pretty good. I had him on my team last year. He was solid.
Yeah, we did pick him up. He was good.
He was still pretty solid. He got me like around 10 points, if not 15 points a game. Sometimes he had his occasional duds, but I think he's gonna have a lot more duds on the Browns now than he did on the Cowboys. God damn it.
I just wonder how Josh McGarren feels. His team's just crushing behind him. Just the ashes.
Here's another thing. The fact that he got traded for a 5th-round pick, that baffles me. They think that he's only worth a 5th?
How about Baker Mayfield being on the way out?
Could be if Deshaun Watson comes that way.
Oh, man. Imagine you guys getting Baker Mayfield.
Oh, God. Dude. I don't want Baker Mayfield, bro. No offense, Baker. But no, it's not happening.
Good. He's not good.
He's not. I mean, think about it. He had Odell Beckham on his team. Then the dude barely had any touchdowns. He goes to the Rams and gets more touchdowns with the Rams than he did his entire career with Cleveland.
Travis Landry got released.
Yeah, Jarvis Landry. That'd be nice. I know that Kenny Moore and Darius Leonard's been trying to recruit him. They've been trying.
What if Landry and Baker Mayfield both go to Indianapolis?
Oh, fuck. Jarvis, yes. Baker, no. Get the fuck out of here. I'll stop being a Colts fan. I don't want to watch this shit. Another mediocre bullshit ass season.
And then we can get Kareem Hunt next, and then Leonard Fournette on your guys' squad. We can get all kinds of different guys.
Just turn us into the Indianapolis Browns.
Yeah. I don't know why I said Leonard Fournette. That's the first name. He was on the Bucs.
Or, it'd be crazy. What if there is really a curse for the Cleveland Browns and Baker Mayfield comes over to us and he's like the next Peyton Manning out of nowhere?
That won't happen.
A fucking absolute.
He just has a bad attitude.
You said what?
He has a bad attitude.
Baker Mayfield. He does. He's funny though, man. You ever see his commercials?
He's good at commercials, better than he is being quarterback.
You want to go outside, baby? All right, let me let my dog out real quick. Take like 10 seconds.
No rush.
Come on.
Yeah, guys, Baker Mayfield's not a good quarterback. I say it right now. He's just not good. How do you not be good when you have Landry and Odell Beckham? Makes 0 sense. 0 cents.
Odell Beckham is also a free. What if Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry came to the Colts?
And Baker Mayfield.
Fuck you. Get the fucking Baker out of here, dude.
Dude, it's just like we couldn't in the old flame. No touchdowns, barely any throws your way.
Fuck no. Get that shit out of here. I don't want it.
Career pass rating of 62.
Probably even worse than that.
Your occasional 2-touchdown game. Once in a while. I mean,
at least Baker's exciting to watch sometimes.
I've never seen a game that I've been excited to watch him play.
When it's down to the last second, you know you're going to lose, and you have Baker Mayfield. It's exciting to watch him throw those interceptions and hurt your heart when you're on like.
I remember a couple of years ago, he was playing the Patriots. It might have been 2 years ago, actually. Maybe 3. But I remember him throwing an interception to one of the defensive linemen. He just literally looked his way. I'm like, ping.
Nothing can be worse than Carson Wentz throwing an interception on his 1-yard line to a fucking guy who's literally right in front of his face. Like, he tossed it to him. He's like, you know what? I don't like this game. I don't like how it's going. I don't want to win. Here's the ball. And like handed it to him, essentially.
I heard he didn't take coaching very well either.
I heard he doesn't have any leadership skills, too.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. But moving on from Baker and Carson, some news that you didn't hear about today, which I find really funny. Randy Gregory was going to sign I think it was an $80 million deal with the Dallas Cowboys. And then Jerry Jones decided to put some language into his contract. And when he went to go read that contract, Randy Gregory's like, what? I'm out of here. And I think it was based or predicated on him and his drug issues that he had in the past, or if he's going to go to jail, things like that. And him.
So he got offended, basically.
Yeah, he's like, fuck that, bro. Like, eat my asshole. And then he went to the Denver Broncos and signed a $70 million contract with them.
$10 million less, but he's probably way happier.
Mm-hmm. And he's got a Russell Wilson as his quarterback instead of Dak. I mean, I'd do the same thing, dude, honestly.
Good for him, though. I mean, not saying he's going to get in legal trouble again, but if you felt what's the word, offended or disrespected by any language that was in that contract, should leave.
Yeah, it's like a lack of trust. It's like, how can I join your team if you just try to, weasel this inside the contract and then think we're going to read it? It's like, I don't like that. It just doesn't sit well with me. And he goes to a team that actually wants him and appreciates him. Yeah, they're paying him a little bit less, but
yeah, if you gave me the contract and then like you said it into me in person, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's in the contract too. But you actually owner to the player, like, hey, I put it in the contract, but I want to tell you this in person. This is what I put in your contract. No disrespect.
That's true. That's true. And I get why the Cowboys did what they did, but this is the reason why the NFL is kind of different than the NBA. And I was just talking about this with my boss earlier today. The NBA, all their players' contracts are pretty much guaranteed. So when they sign it, they're getting paid. With the NFL, it's all predicated on like injuries and like other clauses and stuff. If something happens, they don't have to pay you. Like that's bullshit. And then so I know why Gregory's like, nah, fuck that. Because what if shit happens in a couple of years? Like what if people in his family die or something like that? He goes through a loophole again, and now he's back on, doing drugs or something like that. And they're like, you know what? We're booting you off the team, and we're not paying you. It's like, shouldn't you be supporting that player, man? Like, that's why I respect Denver for not doing what the Cowboys did and just bringing them on and signing them on. Just taking
Denver's pretty good with their players too.
Absolutely. I like John Elway, man. Your dude's a beast. Moving on. CJ Uzomah got signed to the Jets. We got Bridgewater to the Dolphins. Tyrod Taylor to the Giants. We also have Chase.
What a giant loss for him.
You said what?
What a giant loss for Tyrod Taylor.
I don't know about that. That dude usually has a way of like weaseling his way on a team, starting and somehow getting injured and losing his starting job every time.
It'll happen again. Give it time.
Probably. I hope not. I wish the best for Tyrod Taylor. Chase Edmonds is also on the Dolphins. Kirk Cousins signs another fat extension. And that's this dude. I don't get it.
Was it all guaranteed again?
All guaranteed, bro. This man just gets paid. He's made like $250 million and he hasn't won shit. He's like,
that's awesome. That's good for him. That's awesome.
I'm just getting paid for my stats.
He's like, I like those 8-8 seasons. I'll get my guaranteed money.
Hell yeah. He's like, fuck a Super Bowl ring, bro. I just want to get paid. I'm like, yeah, I want to get paid too, but I want to win a goddamn ring, dude.
Not him.
I thought he was going to come to the Colts, but nope. Not him. He's like, I'm staying right here with Dwyer's team, the Minnesota Vikings, because I believe in trash and I'm going to embody it.
How excited was he? How excited do you think Mike was when he was like, oh, I got an extension? He was probably like screaming, "Skull!"
I don't know how he feels because like he was just talking crap to me and saying that we were going to get Kirk Cousins. I was like, I mean, I'll be okay with that. Kirk Cousins is top 10 quarterback.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. His team's just not good.
Yeah, that too. But I also don't think Kirk Cousins has that clutch factor to get us over the proverbial hump and to actually get us to the Super Bowl. I think he can get us to the playoffs all the time. Just don't think he can win that big game. And then how do you feel about Uzomah on the Jets?
Good tight. He was a good tight end for the Bagels.
He was. He should. I thought he was going to stay, but I guess he wanted a shit ton of money, and he got that over there at the Jets. Trying to think who else got signed today. There's a bunch of like what do you call it? Offensive linemen. Russell Gage and Shaq Mason went to the Bucs, so Tom Brady's got some protection and another weapon. Rumored, of course, because free agency doesn't start until tomorrow. And then Young Hoku, he got paid. Literally, the fucking Brinks truck should have backed up to that bitch, dude. That dude's a really high-paid kicker.
Good kicker. I like Shaq Mason of the Bucs. I think that's important. He was probably the fourth or third best offensive lineman. They lost a couple from retirement and free agency. I mean, there's not going to be any drop-off there. And he played with Brady, so I think that's going to be awesome. It's going to be help their offensive line. I actually think he was better than some of the Bucs' other offensive linemen that they no longer have. So that's me particular. He's a bigger guy too, stronger.
How do you feel about Teddy Bridgewater backing up Tua?
Watch them both get quarterback reps.
Like they're both playing in the game.
Yeah, Tua will get injured. He'll come in. He'll get injured. One will have a bad game. One will get benched.
Honestly, I hope the Dolphins are shit for a while for what they
They
did
will
to
be.
Brian Flores, honestly.
They will be. I promise.
You promise. Oh, okay. Watch them go undefeated this year. I'm like, you fucking bastard! You said you promised!
Next year, I promise then.
Alrighty. Well, that's going to conclude our show. We ain't got much else to talk about today besides the Major League Baseball lockout. March Madness. We got March Madness brackets starting tomorrow. Get you guys stuff going. I don't know if anyone knows, but the Pat McAfee show is doing a contest where you get a perfect bracket, you win $1 million. If you get first place, you get a free Bitcoin. You get second place, you get a dinner, I think, with Pat McAfee, and you get a signed football by everybody in the office there. If you get third place, I think you get a signed ball by everyone in the office there. And if you get fourth or further, you get shit.
So, nice.
Yeah. And then there was another one. I think it was Fantasy Pros was doing some things where you can win a couple jerseys if you get first, second, and third place. One was like a Shaq jersey. One was a Kentucky jersey players. And then another one, I can't remember what the other one was. But there's a couple of brackets out there, guys. They're free. Go join them. Let us know who you guys got winning. I have Arizona winning the entire thing. We'll talk more about this as the season progresses, towards the end of the month. The playoffs. My Ohio State Buckeyes are in it. I'm hoping they do some upsets. Do I think they're going to go all the way? Fuck no, we never do. I don't think we made the Elite Eight in quite a long time, but maybe EJ Liddell can take us this year. As far as that, we have the NBA playoffs coming. I think was it April 10th or something like that, or a little bit further or something like that. I don't know. It's coming soon, so I'm enjoying it right now. I just need my damn Bulls to win. But other than that, guys, yeah, DeRozan's been killing it, bro. Just not lately. Lately, he's been kind of quiet. But
it's okay. That happens. Just don't do it in the playoffs.
Do you know who's been killing it, though? You probably don't know him, but he's one of our rookies this year. His name is Ayo Dosunmu. He's been, exceptional. I don't think anyone really anticipated how well he was going to be this year. And defensively, he is great, and he passes the ball. He's just a great player so far, man. I really want his jersey. I really do. But be sure to hit that like button below, guys, and subscribe below. We need them subscribers, guys.
The more likes you get a signed Tom Brady picture frame from yours truly.
Oh, see, you hear that, guys? The more likes, because last week we got 8 likes. The more likes that we get, there will be one selected winner. One selected winner.
And you even get a TB12 water bottle.
Ooh, a TB12 water bottle. Imagine that. Unbelievable. So if you want a TB12 water bottle and a signed autograph frame of Tom Brady's picture, is it really signed?
By me. His
by
number
Danny.
one fan ever.
Signed by Danny and not Tom Brady himself. Man. Hit that
I'm still trying to get one signed by him, so so you guys got to hold off on that. All right.
All right, guys. We're out of here. Deuces.